The primary purpose of every address to the Federal Assembly is to offer a forward-looking perspective. Today, we will discuss not only our short-term plans, but also our strategic objectives, and matters which, I believe, are instrumental in ensuring steady long-term development for our country. This program of action and the specific measures it includes largely result from my trips to the regions and the conversations I had with workers and engineers at civilian and defense plants, as well as with doctors, teachers, researchers, volunteers, entrepreneurs, large families, with our frontline heroes, volunteers, soldiers, and officers of the Russian armed forces. Of course, it's clear that these conversations, these meetings don't come out of nowhere, they are organized. Still, these exchanges do offer people an opportunity to talk about their pressing needs. Many ideas came from major civil society and expert forums. The proposals submitted by our people, their aspiration and hopes became the foundation, served as the main pillar of the projects and initiatives that will be also announced today. During this address, it is my hope that public discussion on these topics will continue, since it is only together that we can fulfill all our plans. In fact, we have major tasks ahead of us. We have already proven that we can deliver on the most challenging objectives and respond to any challenges. Even the most formidable ones. For example, there was a time when we fended off international terrorist aggression and preserved our national unity, preventing our country from being torn into pieces. We supported our brothers and sisters. We supported their decision to be with Russia. And this year marks the 10th anniversary of the legendary Russian Spring. But even now, the energy, sincerity and courage of its heroes, the people of Crimea, Sevastopol, and the rebellious Donbass, their love for the motherland, which they carried through generations, naturally makes one proud. This certainly inspires us and strengthens our confidence that we will overcome anything, that we will be able to do anything together. This is how, all hands on deck, we were able to eliminate the deadly threat of the COVID-19 pandemic just recently. Moreover, by doing that, we also showed the world that values such as compassion, mutual support and solidarity prevail in our society. And today, when our motherland is defending its sovereignty and security, defending the lives of our compatriots in Donbass and Novorossiya, our citizens are playing the decisive role in this righteous struggle. Their unity and devotion to our country, and our shared responsibility for its future, they clearly and unequivocally demonstrated these qualities at the very beginning of the special military operation, when it was supported by the absolute majority of Russians. Despite the hardest trials and bitter losses, people have remained adamant in their choice and are reaffirming it by trying to do as much as possible for their country and for the common good. Russian industries are working in 3 shifts to roll out as many products as the front needs, their entire economy, which provides the industrial and technological foundation for our victory, has shown flexibility and resilience. I would like to thank every business leader, engineer, worker and farmer for their responsible and hard work in the interests of Russia. Millions of people have joined the We Are Together campaign and the Russian Popular Front's Project Everything for Victory. Over the past 2 years, Russian businesses have donated billions of rubles to volunteer organizations and charitable foundations that support our soldiers and their families. People send letters and parcels, warm clothes and camouflage nets to the front. They donate money from their savings, sometimes very modest. Again, this kind of assistance is invaluable. It is everyone's contribution to the common victory. Our heroes at the front line, in the trenches, where it is most difficult, know that the whole country is with them. I would like to acknowledge the defenders of the Fatherland Foundation, the Committee of the Warriors of the Fatherland Families, and other public associations for their tireless efforts. I urge the authorities at all levels to continue providing unwavering support to the families of our heroes, including their parents, spouses, and children, who anxiously await the safe return of their loved ones. I am grateful to the parliamentary parties for uniting around national interests. Russia's political system stands as one of the pillars of our country's sovereignty. We will continue to advance democratic institutions and resist any external interference in our internal affairs. The so-called West, with its colonial practices and penchant for inciting ethnic conflicts around the world, not only seeks to impede our progress, but also envisions a Russia that is a dependent, declining, and dying space where they can do as they please. In fact, they want to replicate in Russia what they have done in numerous other countries, including Ukraine, sowing discord in our home and weakening us from within. But they were wrong, which has become abundantly clear now that they ran up against the firm resolve and determination of our multi-ethnic people, our soldiers and officers, Christians and Muslims, Buddhists and followers of Judaism, people representing different ethnicities, cultures, and regions, proved with their actions, which are stronger than 1,000 words, that the centuries-old cohesion and unity of the people of Russia are a formidable and invincible force. All of them, shoulder to shoulder, are fighting for our shared motherland. Together, as citizens of Russia, we will stand united in defense of our freedom and our right to a peaceful and dignified existence. We will chart our own course to safeguard the continuity of generations, and thus the continuity of historical development, and address the challenges facing the country, based on our outlook on the world, our traditions and beliefs, which we will pass down to our children. The defense and the strengthening of sovereignty are going on across the board, primarily on the front lines, where our troops are fighting with steadfast and selfless resolve. I am grateful to everyone who is fighting for the interests of the fatherland, who endure the crucible of military trials, and put their lives on the line every day. The entire nation has the deepest respect for your feat, mourns the dead, and Russia will always remember its fallen heroes. Our armed forces have acquired a lot of experience, including in terms of coordinating all the wings of the military, as well as mastering the latest tactics and methods of war. This effort has given us so many talented and seasoned commanders, who treasure their men and are diligent in performing their missions, know how to use new equipment, and are effective when fulfilling their assignments. I would like to emphasize that this is happening at all levels. From platoons and operations units to the highest command, we are aware of the challenges we face. They do exist. That being said, we also know what needs to be done to address them. There is an ongoing and unrelenting effort unfolding both along the front lines and in the rear in this regard, in order to improve the striking power of the army and the fleet, to make them more tech-savvy and effective. The armed forces have expanded their combat capabilities many-fold. Our units have seized the initiative and will not surrender it. They are confidently advancing in several operational theaters and liberating more territories. We were not the ones who started the war in Donbass, but, as I have already said many times, we will do everything to put an end to it, eradicate Nazism and fulfill all the objectives of the special military operation, as well as defend sovereignty and ensure that our people are safe. The strategic nuclear forces are on full combat alert, and the ability to use them is assured. We have either already accomplished or are about to accomplish all our plans. In terms of weapons, in keeping with what I said in my 2018 address, Kinzhal, the hypersonic air-launched complex, has not only entered combat duty, but has been effective when carrying out strikes against critical targets during the special military operation. By the same token, Zircon, a ship-based hypersonic missile complex, has already served in combat. It was not even mentioned during the 2018 address. But this missile system has also entered combat duty. Avant-garde hypersonic ICBMs, as well as the Peresvat laser complexes, have also entered combat duty. Berevestnik, a cruise missile with an unlimited range, is about to complete its testing stage, and so is the Poseidon, an unmanned underwater vehicle. These systems have proven that they meet the highest standards, and it would not be an exaggeration to say that they offer unique capabilities.